Well, obviously, we're really going to find out come Saturday. I'd say once it's about 4, we'll have a pretty good idea. But I think that we've gotten some good ideas. They've just kind of come in disparate moments. Because while the first 3 games were just kind of romps that against the competition that certainly Michigan beat all 3 of the first teams they faced the way that they should, if you are a good team. Certainly we've seen Michigan teams in the past that haven't necessarily taken advantage of those moments, or any team that maybe you have an idea that, hey, that might be a good team, and then you see them struggle against a lesser opponent. Michigan didn't really do that. But then it got, I'd say, 2.5 tests after that. And you look at Maryland. What does Maryland do really well? Maryland has a prolific offense. And Michigan's defense, it struggled in the first half and then figured out what to do after that and then really shut it down and took control of the game. Then you go up against Iowa. What's Iowa really good at? Iowa's got a prolific defense. Well, Michigan moved the ball at will on them early, but then there was still some struggles here and there. They settled for some field goals and things of that nature, but still a proficient day for J.J. McCarthy. And then Indiana's not a good team, but that one's a hard one to kind of gauge. Obviously, Michigan ended up winning by 3 scores once everything was said and done, but with Mike Hart going down in the first half, I mean, that kind of affected the way that I view how that game goes from both an execution as well as a play calling standpoint, because everyone was kind of affected. But nonetheless, I mean, it was a tight game, and Michigan just pulled away. So they haven't had to play a complete game to this point. So that's where we're going to find out against Penn State, because Penn State has both an offense and a defense that can hurt you. It's granted, I think Maryland probably does as well. I think their defense is perhaps a bit better this year than it's been in previous years, but it's this is going to be a team that's really going to test Michigan, and certainly if Michigan doesn't play well, they could walk away with its first loss of the season.